Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. I am just jumping on here really quick to let you know that this is going to be part 3 of my makeup inventory for 2020. In this video we will be covering my eyebrow products, my primers, my cream bases, my colorful cream bases, my eyeshadow sticks, everything eye related, loose pigments, single shadows to potted single shadows, my Super Shock shadows, all the way up to Quints. So 5 pan palettes is where this video will stop. I don't know if you've noticed, but after doing this series last year, without any previous experience or knowledge, I've been able to kind of regroup these videos so that it's not going to be like an 8 series event. I'm hoping to get this done in fewer videos. So we are going all the way up to Quints today. Let's cut to the inventory. Good morning guys, we are kicking off part 3 of my makeup inventory and we are starting with brows. I had 9 brow products last year in this category and this year I have 10. I finished up 2 of the products that were in this category from last year. This Makeup Mecca brow pomade is new. It was gifted to me by a friend over on Instagram. This eyebrow pencil was in my eyeliner category last year, and after putting it in Project 10 Uses, I decided I liked it much better as an eyebrow product than an eyeliner, so I moved it over to this category, and I purchased this ColourPop brow gel. Currently, none of these are in a project. I haven't put a brow product in a project in a long time because I move so slow when it comes to using up brow products. I don't know if you know this, but I have some pretty decent brows to begin with, so I don't have to do a lot of work. I just like to fill in the fronts, so progress is really slow. So I haven't put anything in a project in a long time, but lately, for a long time now, I've been using these two. So I use this first, and then I actually apply an eyeshadow, which isn't anywhere in this category because it is an eyeshadow, and then I apply a little bit of this brow gel. I have considered switching to maybe the Kat Von D pomade to use that up since it's probably going to go bad sooner, and I might do that, but I don't know, I haven't done it yet. I was thinking about keeping up with this until I use up this brow gel and then switching to this one instead of buying another brow gel. So that's the plan. I've been using this all year long and it basically looks exactly the same. I think I've probably sharpened it 3 or 4 times in the whole year. It's crazy. So I have 10 for brow products. Okay, here is my category of eyeshadow primers. I had 25 last year, and this year I have 24, so I did use up one. I believe it was an Urban Decay primer potion in the old-fashioned bottle. This category is moving really slowly. Most of these products came in as either a gift with purchase, an Ipsy bag thing, or all of those Lorac samples came with Lorac palettes. Most of these are like deluxe samples, but the deluxe samples alone would last forever. So the only full-size products I have here, I think, are these 3, this pot, and this e.l.f. one. The rest are just deluxe samples, but they take me forever. Currently I'm working on this one from Mica. It was an Ipsy bag product. I've used the heck out of it. That's all that's left. I am feeling fairly confident that this will be gone in 2020. I don't think I'll be using any of these as an eyeshadow primer after I finish this. I do have a NYX Jumbo pencil in the shade Milk that I will be working on as an eyeshadow base once this one's gone. But just for pretend, if I finish this one, I would totally start working on those Urban Decay samples and knock those out. They last a long time. They last me a little bit over a month, but they're much more manageable than a lot of these other products. I would probably also go to that little e.l.f. guy because I don't think there's too much product in there, maybe less than the rest of these. So it'd be nice to knock out those little guys next. But I think I'll be working on my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk after this. That's in a different category. So yeah, we're down to 24. We're down by 1 and we're at 24. Okay, before you are all of my eyeshadow sticks. I had 47 last year and I have 48 this year. This category did go up by 1. I wish it hadn't. These 3 down here are the ones that I'm currently working on and are currently in projects. And I'm really close to finishing this one right here. I worked on it for a good chunk of last year and I put it in a project this year to finish it off. So should be gone well before the end of the year and next year's inventory. Once my mica eye base is gone, I'm going to focus in on this as my eyeshadow primer. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this off, but I'm gonna try. This is the Jumbo Pencil in the shade Milk. And this is the new guy right here. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Rush. And I did put this in a project this year so that I could enjoy it right out of the gate. I don't know if I'll finish it, but it is in a project and I'm looking forward to using it. All of those red ones right there are from Avon, and Emily Noel did a video several years ago raving about them, so I went to my local Avon distributor and bought every one that I could get my hands on. So yeah, we're at 48 for this. Okay, this category is all of my colored eyeshadow bases. These are the kind of products that if I want to amp up my eye look, I put one of these on first and then I apply eyeshadow over. I do often use these instead of an eyeshadow primer as well. So I kind of use them like eyeshadow primers. I had 38 last year and I have 38 this year. The number did not go up. It also did not go down. I worked on this Mary Kay one in the shade Violet Storm for quite a good chunk of last year. I put it in a project for this year. Also in projects this year are another Mary Kay. I think this is called Iced Cocoa. Yeah. This Mary Kay base in Iced Cocoa. And I put this very old Revlon Color Stay in a project. It has a white side and a tan side. So I want to use this up. I think those 3 products alone will keep me pretty busy throughout the year. I don't think I'll be getting around to any other products in this category unless I decide to put them in like project 10 uses. Maybe they'll pop up in project 10 uses. We'll see. Okay, this category is all of my loose pigments. Some are more glittery. Some are more powdery, but they're all loose, and this is the category they're all in. I had 90 last year, and I still have 90. Thank goodness this did not go up. I don't ever want this to go up any higher. These are the kind of products that tend to end up in my Project 10 uses, and I don't really pan them. I just try to get some use out of them. Currently, I have that MAC pigment right there in the shade Platinum in Project 10 uses. I did have a L'Oreal Infallible in Amber Rush in a project last year in my 2020 Vision Project pan. I basically ignored it the entire year, which is so sad. I did put some of these in my advent calendar for 2019 also, which was so much fun. So yeah, I'll just keep enjoying these as much as possible and use them when I feel like it, but right now I don't have any of these in a project with the intention of finishing them. I just want to use them 10 times and move them on. Oh, one of these Ulta ones was in a project 2 years in a row and I never really used that with any consistency either. I'm horrible. I am the worst. So yeah, we're still at 90. Okay, this is one of my favorite categories. These are all of the glittery, sparkly things that I wear as top coats after my eye makeup is completely done. If I think it needs a little something special, I tend to come here to look for what I need. I had 52 last year and I have 53 this year. I did not buy any new ones, nor did any new ones come in, but This little guy was living inside of an eyeshadow palette, and I decided to take it out and keep it with these guys because I tend to forget about them if I keep them in the palettes they came in. So this is now out of the closet and living with my other glittery products, but I plan to get more use out of it this way. I tend to not put these kind of items into projects, but I love putting them in project 10 uses and things like that so that I could rotate through them and get some use out of them. Currently 3 of these items are in project 10 uses. I have this JCat Beauty in Electra, the Prismetal Chrome Eye Mousse. And I have these two, the Urban Decay Glitter Eyeliner in Midnight Cowboy and this Melissa Michelle eyeliner from Ulta Beauty. And dang, I did put a lot of these items in my advent calendar for 2019, so that was super fun as well. And yeah, I love all of these. What else can I say? I did have one of those mini Stilas in a project last year. I was hoping to finish it off. I didn't. It's still around. But I'm just trying to rotate through these and get as much use out of them as I can because they will go bad quickly. Okay, here we are on the floor again. These are all of my depotted singles. There's a lot. I thought I was going to finish a bunch of these. Because of my Pan That Palette project last year, I basically focused entirely on these singles with the hopes of finishing a bunch of them. And although I did make some good progress, I actually only finished one. At last year's inventory, I had counted 221 of these. Yep. It's possible there's a mistake and I'm off by 1 or 2. It's really hard to count all of these accurately without making a mistake here or there, but I think last year I had 221. Because I finished that one, I should be at 220, but I added 2 to this group over the last year. Those 2 smaller pans right there popped out of an eyeshadow palette that I was messing with while playing with my makeup one day. So they've made their way out of the palette they're in into this group. I have tried to depot the entire palette, but I'm struggling with it. So I've put it down for now. I may work on depotting it completely, but those 2 shadows were not purchases. They just came from a palette and are now here. So if my math is correct, I think I currently have 222. I will go back and count all these one more time, and if I get a different number, I'll put it on the screen right here. But I think there are 222 of these. The shadows I made the most progress with last year are definitely this Mary Kay one right here and this Almay one right there. And I have kept them out. Basically, since my Pan That Palette ended last year, I've been keeping a couple of depotted singles in that palette right there. And so those 2 are normally in this palette. I just moved them around for filming this clip right here and taking my photos, but I am still working on them. I don't know if I'll finish them this year or not, but I am still using, especially that Mary Kay one, pretty consistently. So maybe I'll finish them. You know what, actually, I just realized that that was one shadow before, that Mary Kay duo. Half of it was purple and half of it was blue, and now it's 2 pans. So maybe I'm at 223. Blah. Okay, we'll see. I'll let you know if the number's different. I might be at 223 because I took that one pan and repressed it into those 2 pans. Okay, either 222 or 223. Okay, here are all of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows. If you didn't know, I'm a fan of ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I did, however, completely ban myself from buying more. I think my last purchase was 2 years ago or something. I just realized that they were they were going to dry up faster than I could use them, and that just made me so sad. I had to stop buying them. I just want to use and enjoy the ones that I have and get the most out of them. I had 72 last year and I still am at 72. I have not used any up. A lot of you guys know this already, but I was working on hitting pan in as many of these as I could in a project called, originally it was called Peeping Pans, and then it switched to Go for the Gold. They were both Fantastic Ladies projects. And I just wanted to use them enough to hit pan and then move on to the next one and see if I could hit pan in all of these. And with the experiment last year, that project definitely faltered. I think I only hit 2 pans in all of last year, which is not much. So I stopped that project because I just felt like that was a sign that I had too many projects going on. But I am hoping to work on one of these again this year with some more dedicated attention and maybe finish my very first Super Shock Shadow. I've hit pan on all of that. The bottom row and a half are separate because those are the ones I have pan on. Everything above that I do not have pan, but I would love to finally finish my very first Super Shock Shadow this year, so I might be working on that sometime this year. But yeah, I'm at 72 still. I'm sure you guys can tell that I was dreading this post. I saved this for last, even though it's not going to be last in this video. I had to get everything else done first so that I could get the willpower to lay these all out. This is a lot of single eyeshadows. I had 143 at last year's inventory. I did not use any up, but I did get one new one in. That one down there in the corner from Makeup Mecca is another part of the Makeup Mecca haul that was gifted to me by an Instagram friend. As you guys know, I have committed to working on these this year, and actually when I went back to my post where I inventoried this in January of 2019, I had said that I would be doing that this year. So I'm really glad that I'm sticking to my word and following through with this plan. Everything you see above the line of Kiko eyeshadows to right there is in a project pan. So there's 21 eyeshadows in those little 3 rows right there, right to right there, that are in projects for this year. That one right there is in my Pan That palette, and the other 20 are in the Dude You Panned My Battleship project that I'm doing with my friend Elizabeth. Others have joined in. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, I'm working on those 21 this year. It's just a drop in the bucket, but whatever progress I can make with any of those will be good. I think I might finish one. If I'm being realistic, I don't think I'll do too much with those, but I think I might actually finish one of those this year. So I believe we're at 144. If that's incorrect, I will leave it right here so you can see, but I think this is 144 single eyeshadows. Yikes. Here are all of my eyeshadow duos. I had 28 last year, and this year I am saying that I have 29. The reason is because of this guy down here, that the 2 shadows that are pressed into that CoverGirl palette. Earlier in the year, Jessica, Amanda, and I did a video on how we pan black eyeshadow and different ways to use up a black eyeshadow. So I frankened 2 shadows using black and a highlighter, and those were the results. I pressed them into that pan. Although I did not add any actual product to my house, I now have that duo sitting there and I don't want to forget about it. So I'm counting it as a duo now. Even though I didn't buy a duo, I really feel like I need to keep my inventory honest and remind myself of what I have for reference. So I'm including that in here now, even though I made those 2 shadows from other products I currently had in the house. They're now here, and I should acknowledge them and consider them for projects down in the future. Currently, The Smashbox Duo, the full exposure one, is in my Pan That Palette project for 2020. That is the Panning Solitaire. That's a progressive pan. So that's the one I'm working on. The rest of these are not in a project right now. The other duo that I'm working on is my Baby Pan That Palette. I do still have the packaging for that duo, but I took it out of my inventory after I repressed the duo into the other palette. So it's not currently part of this inventory, but I am working on another duo in my Baby Pan That Palette. And honestly, I am such a slow panner that when I do finally finish that duo, I'll probably just pick another duo from here to keep working on for Baby Pan That Palette, because I'm just too slow to work on anything more than that. I don't know, we'll see how I feel. I'm at 29 for eyeshadow duos though. Here are my eyeshadow trios. There were 26 last year and there are 26 this year. This category did not go up, but unfortunately it did not go down. I do have one of these in my Pan That Palette for 2020, and that is this one right down there. That is a Physicians Formula Trio. I believe it's called Baked Oatmeal. And I'm kind of prioritizing that trio over everything else as far as my Pan That Palette. I really want that out this year. We'll see if I can do it, but that would be great. Okay, this category is what I refer to as my Drugstore Quads. These are all 4-pan palettes that are drugstore priced. I had so many quads that I had to divide them up into 2 categories, so I went with drugstore and high-end. I had 32 last year and I have 32 this year. I did not buy any new drugstore quads. I did not use any up. And that's where we're at. I'm not currently working on any in a project pan, and none of these were in a project pan from last year. Here are my high-end quads. I had 22 last year and I am up to 23 this year. That is because of this guy right there. I bought the Lime Crime Plushies quads. Well, one of them. That's the one called Freshly Squeezed. So the number went up. I did not use any up or finish any. None of these were in projects last year. If I finish one eyeshadow from the 6 that are currently in my Pan That Palette, I will pick one from here or from my drugstore quads. I'm not sure which one, but I will add in a quad if I finish even one eyeshadow completely from the 6 that are in my Pan That Palette. So I'm hopeful that that will definitely happen this year. But right now we're at 23. Okay, here are my Quints. These are my 5-pan palettes. I had 17 last year, and this year after laying all of these out, I only have 15, and I was racking my brain trying to figure out where 2 palettes went. So I went back to my old photo from last year's inventory, and I realized that those 2 glitter palettes were 5-pan palettes, the 2 glitter palettes that I decluttered this in 2019. So that's why I am down by 2. I'm so excited about that. I have no regrets about decluttering those 2 palettes. It was meant to be. If I can finish 2 shadows from my Pan That palette, I will add in a Quint. I'm not sure which one I would add in. It would probably be this matte palette right there that I really need to repress because there's a broken shadow in there. But I'm not sure which one. It might not be that one. We'll see what I'm feeling when I actually, if and when I actually finish 2 shadows from the 6 that I'm currently working on. But yeah, we're at 15 for my Quints. That is everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with the next video in this series. We'll be covering more eyeshadows. Thanks again, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.